Maybe we do like this. Yeah, this is much better. So much better. Woo! It's been a long time. Okay, let me just remove this. Sunny Bonani. Sunny Bonani. Yo, let's start. Both feet on the ground, palms up, so that you can just let go of any egoic story or any idea about what belief of what forgiveness is. You know, we just start from, I don't know nothing. I'm in hell right now, and I don't even know how to get out of this hell, so I'm just going to start with, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this forgiveness thing is. I don't know. I'm just like open. I'm open to just, I don't know. Let's start there, you know? Because every time you have an egoic idea of what something is, you limit the pure potential of what could unfold as this experience. So let's turn within, eyes shut gently if you would like, palms up so that you just like, I surrender. Feet firmly grounded to the floor, whatever you're sitting on. It would be ideal if you sat outside. Ideally on the ground, okay? I'm not on the ground, but it's okay. Outside. And we turn within. May I be happy. In through the nose. May I be peaceful. May I be liberated from all ignorance. May I be liberated from all suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be liberated from all ignorance. May all beings be liberated from all suffering. Togos, Togos, Togos. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Be happy, be happy, be happy. So, we are on our 40-day forgiveness rebirthing experience. Check this out. Remember I was telling you that I carry radical forgiveness worksheets? I don't lie, tell the truth all the time. Tell the truth all the time. Okay, so look at my worksheets. Hey, my goodness. Okay, so yeah. Oh, sorry. I was trying to pull out. So these ones are the oldie but goodies. I've had these ones. That's why I was telling you that it was kind of like a 12-step process. Because these ones are the old ones. I still carry the old ones. I still have the original from like 15 years ago. And I print them out. You see how many? I print them out. So this one is the Radical Forgiveness Worksheet. And then I have the Radical Self-Forgiveness Worksheet too. Yeah, the Radical, oh no, these ones, just all my Radical Forgiveness. I even have the, okay, so I think my Self-Forgiveness ones are downstairs. Travel was insane. It was hella insane. So grateful to be home. So grateful to Ma'at. Oh, siyabong. Sekmet bas. Siyabong. To the civilization at the center of the earth. Siyabong. Blessings. Oh, to the star nations. Amazulu, children of the heavens. To the ancient ones. Siyabong. Blessing Mother Earth. Yes, blessing Father Sky. Receiving the blessings from Grandfather Sun. Gratitude. Thank you, Grandmother Moon, for lighting the way in the shadows and our dark night of our souls. Thank you to the Spirit of the Wind that takes this declaration into the highest realms of consciousness. Yes, and the Spirit of the Wind is saying yes. It's happening. You see? She is aligned and blessing the Spirit of the waters. Thank you. blessing the spirit of the waters, knowing that everything is wiped clean, 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 clean. Oh, yes. Let's go, choir. Look, even the trees. See, when we started calling the spirit of the wind, I told you. I bend reality. She listens. Okay, so honestly, the reason how I've gotten here is forgiveness work. Any other way, I couldn't, because I still need to bow. I am nothing. I am nothing. I am nothing to nobody, and will never be anything to nobody but my own spiritual kind of like sage, walking my own path. So that's why I share these practices with you, because as you figure out that the God in you is the God in the wind, is the God in me, is the God in your neighbor, is the God in everyone. We all have that spark of divinity. Whether we choose to activate that spark of divinity like the tomato seed is truly, truly, truly your choice. It is your choice. And so sometimes when I find myself in truly difficult situations, I have to ask myself, what in my consciousness is attracted to this? What in my consciousness do I need to heal? And I do get angry, but I don't like get online, because that's like infantile. It's like, are you 7 years old or are you 70 years old? And when I feel that I need to do that as a human being, it's like, okay, how is my consciousness here? What trauma have I experienced? And whatever on the outside is triggering you, it is because there is still an inner child that needs to heal from that wound that you might have experienced in childhood. The fastest way, I mean, I have lots of teachers. I'm going to share all of kind of my teachers the high level souls that I've worked with and that I've learned from, and their books and their courses. So you can go on your own merry journey. This is what I learned in ministerial school. You can't control people. We all understand divinity in our own unique perspective, in our own unique way. No one person has the right thing. You know what I mean? We don't, because trauma manifests differently in my body, in my experience, and it manifests differently in yours. So it's great to learn from others and say, oh, trauma manifests like this in that person, or in like this in this culture, like this with these people. Because as we travel around the world, as we move around the world, because of the wars that are happening, as we migrate, as we are embodying and unfolding in this new civilization that is being birthed through and as us, as the current leaders, making a beautiful environment for the children that are being born, and those that have yet to be, and those that are praying their way through spirit. And like, yo, man, visionaries currently on planet Earth create a space so that we can manifest this golden age. It's already manifested. It's already done in the mind of God. That's why we are here as the visionaries right now, creating the space. And you might be thinking, but like, why my hell? You're going to be reborn back, and you're going to have just a glorious experience. So do the work now. We are the farmers. We are planting the seeds. We are going to reap the harvest, because what? We've never been born and we will never die. We are immortal beings. Immortal. If you're still thinking, oh, I need to have a birthday party, means you haven't understood that you are an immortal being. You are a low soul. I love the Jehovah's Witness experience. I did 3 weeks of Jehovah's Witness. And they had this idea of no birthday parties. And I was like, what an interesting experience. Okay, and then I left Jehovah's Witness. I didn't really get involved in that too much, because I was like, oh, this is crazy for me. Okay. But what I learned from that is that if you understand that you've never been born and you will never die, you don't need birthday parties. You don't need celebrations. You don't need people worshiping you. You're like, no, man, I'm a servant of divinity. And whether I have a birthday party or whether I don't have a birthday party, whether people love me or whether people don't love me, whether people say I am nasty or whether people say I'm a prostitute, or whether people say I'm a witch or whether people say I'm a princess, who cares? I am not here for the glory of human, because human is crazy. The very same people that loved Jesus were the very same people that crucified him. Did they not? They put him on a cross. Because this is the nature of human, traumatized and crazy. So if you're a true visionary, you have to understand that you're going to go to the lowest levels of consciousness at times, because spirit will send you there, because the work is so huge, but you're going to reap those rewards, because the souls souls that you lead into the heavenly realms, or the souls that you will be born back into. The souls that you lead astray are the souls that you're going to be born back into. And in the next age that we're going into, it's like 1,000-year lifetimes. Now tell me this, you want to be stuck with crazy people killing each other, raping each other in a war zone for 1,000 lifetimes? Okay, let's not even say 1,000 lifetimes. Let's say 1,000 years. If you live till 1,000 years, 700 years. You want to live 700 years with just being nasty, killed, raped. Oh, I said, this sounds like a living nightmare. And this is what meditation gives you. This is what forgiveness work gives you. Ironic that I learned this, or I'm practicing this forgiveness worksheet from a British guy. I said, I don't care that he's a white man. I don't care. Is this technology going to help me heal from my anger? Yeah, okay, let's try it. So sometimes even as people from the collective culture, or people who have been hurt by other races, other cultures, we be like, no, I don't want to do other people's work because it's a white man or it's an Indian person. You are blocking yourself from your good. So today, the forgiveness work that I would really like to go through, the worksheet is really self-explanatory. Are you okay? Okay? My house managers are here cleaning, so I think they're okay. Okay, so the worksheet is pretty explanatory. Even as Teacher Tembi, I don't want to sit and go through this worksheet with you. What I want to address are the issues, are the pain in our emotional body, spiritual body, financial body, in our body temples, right? Our different body temples, spiritual body, emotional body, that keep us in pain and looping, like looping and just angry. And one of those is trust in the divine. I can tell you that sometimes when I've had an emotional experience where I've just been so hurt by humans, I'm like, God, how do you create such ignorance? How do you show up like this? This is like, but then I have to ask myself, why am I judging that person? That person's just having their own hellish experience. And I can just observe and not be involved in that drama. Just observe and learn and say, wow, humans, what an interesting experience and life story you're willing to write. And because you're so watching soap operas all day long, and you do not want to create your own story, your own version, your own narrative of this love experience, where love reigns supreme, abundance is all there is, joy is all there is, you're willing to say such awful things. I want to talk about this. As leaders, influencers, people in the religious cultures, corporate leaders, government leaders, the things we say with our mouths can literally sink the souls of 500 million people. 500 million people. We are responsible. So if you lie on somebody and it's not true and people believe it and that person walks away and then your country sinks into economic recession and wars ensue, your words that you have spoken have bound your countries into hell realms. So meaning people are going to keep dying in these hell realms in these countries. They're going to keep having children in these hell realms in these countries. And the consciousness of planet Earth is just going to keep going lower and lower and lower and lower. It's like Noah's Ark. Remember in the Bible where some people could not be saved? That's the way. It's because they follow leaders who do not speak truth. And in speaking and influencing people into a wrong direction, this is why I keep saying the souls that you lead astray will follow you many lifetimes until you free them. So they will keep hacking each other in these war zones. You do not want to die and be reborn in such things, especially as a visionary. Forgiveness work. Okay. So for me, when I go through an experience that just breaks my heart and I'm just judging and I'm like, God, how do you show up like this? Like, this is not normal. I'm like, okay. If I keep focusing on that and not being the solution and not planting a seed for evolution, evolution, I am just as responsible because I saw something that was bad and I did nothing about it but just stay angry. Can some souls be changed? How is this my problem? It's not my problem. I just need to fix my own consciousness so that my own spirit, higher self, can send me to the right places. Because sometimes we all think, especially as leaders, we sometimes think we are saviors, we can save people. I learned the hard way. So I had to forgive. First, in recognizing that nobody can save nobody. And the more I try to save people, the more I sink. So that was a huge awakening. And I said, thank you for that lesson. I am so grateful. I am so thankful. But it was scary. And it is always going to be like that in the business world. It is always going to be like that in our relationships. It is always going to be like that with everything. Life is about relationships. Life is about relating. This is how we work. This is the circle of relating. So if I have been taught that relating is being nasty, lying, and I watch soap operas and drink beer at 11 o'clock in the morning and start gossiping about church members and start gossiping about my staff, and, by 12 o'clock I'm sitting at the water cooler gossiping about my colleagues. I mean, kind of like, what hell am I creating here? I'm just as responsible because I'm engaging in that. But sometimes to get yourself out of that stuff, you got to come here, because when you're hanging around in low hell realms, there's just nastiness. Even Yeshua, when he walked the planet, the very same people that he fed, that he prayed for, that he healed, they put him on the cross. I said, no, thank you. We need to evolve from the Yeshua story of being killed on the cross for souls who are unwilling to self-actualize. It's not Yeshua time now. Yeshua time be real God. It's Yeshua consciousness time. Yeshua consciousness time is, oh my God, you're a sovereign being, I'm a sovereign being. You work on your own issues, I work on my own issues. We meet each other in wholeness. Listen to this. Wholeness and joy, not brokenness and sadness. Hill to the no. Hill to the no. In wholeness consciousness. Wholeness. Because what? We are evolving from brokenness and sadness and poverty and illnesses and low self-esteem and fucking dramas. Wholeness. So if you're not whole, you don't belong in my world, because I do too much work to get myself to wholeness. But then if I am functioning in those realms with those people, I need to know as a leader, things are going to happen. People are going to say some things because people function at very low levels of human consciousness. I can't let that touch me, because why? I have never been born and I will never die. I'm an immortal being. Immortal. And you have got to learn how to think like this as a visionary, because, where we're going, it's not going to be peace and cake. So you need to learn how to be so discerning in the subtleness of energy, and learn how to hold your center, and have technologies that can help you hold your center when they are trying to murder you. When they are speaking slander on your name, you need to have your consciousness so strong, because, man, the world is mad and it's only going to get worse. The visionaries are those that are going to stand and lead. We are the life through us is the healer, the teacher, the creator, the dreamer, the visioner. And if we're not willing to stand at those levels, we are going to sink into these low realms, because most souls, 98% of the human population, live in these low realms, and they are unconscious. They don't know what they're thinking. They do not think, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Okay, so this radical forgiveness worksheet, I would like for you to remember a time where you felt abandoned by God. Abandoned by God. After an experience where people attack you, where people create smear campaigns on you, when people reject you, when people fire you from a job, when people leave a relationship, when your bank falls apart and, you lose money, or people steal from you, unconsciously and fundamentally will feel rejected and abandoned by God. So remember that experience and write it all out. Tell the story. I felt abandoned by God, and I said, God, but you sent me there. I remember in prayer. I remember, and God said, no, we are co-creators. I don't send you nowhere. Your higher self with me, we're co-creators. So something in you had to heal. had to heal. You needed to stand up and speak the truth as a visionary and stop giving up your power to people. Fake people. You need to grow up as a leader. To hear that coming from my higher self and not giving up my power to some God outside of myself. God, you sent me there. You sent me there, God. And now it fell upon us and these people are attacking me, God. You sent... No, the level of God consciousness that I commune with is a God that I sit one-on-one and let's have a real conversation. And the God said to me, hey girl, there was a part of you from that church experience that you had growing up that you hadn't healed and that you weren't willing to speak on. And as women, if we do not speak on the attacks and the vileness and the relational aggression that we put out each other through in these spiritual organizations, you need to go deal with this relational aggression. You need to go deal with this stuff. Because this true leadership is being able to look at everything, okay? Like everything, every part. And like, this is why it's so difficult for people to be true leaders. Because number one, people hate themselves. Number one, people have so much trauma. Number one, people don't even know that they have trauma. People are just crazy. People are just crazy. They're just crazy, okay? Because they're traumatized and they don't even know. They're just like whacked out. So I had a lot of trauma that I was holding on to, that I was just trying to release, that I needed to have an experience where that trauma was just finally released out of my body, out of my electromagnetic field, emotional, spiritual, psychological, and all sorts of my bodies, because we have body temples, okay? So, yeah. So that's why I say this branding process and this working process with energy. Consciousness is gangster. Consciousness is gangster. Everything that you haven't healed will show up. And if you've experienced these things in childhood, you're going to experience them again. Do you think you're not? Until you heal it. Until you heal it. So, yeah, every experience is for your highest growth. We can keep blaming each other in business. We can keep blaming each other in families and in relationships. But like, you gotta eventually just say, okay, I'm going to heal this. Now I'm going to heal this. I'm healing this. I'm working through it. Whatever it takes, whatever people say, whatever, however painful it is, I'm working through this. Because true change means you don't only work with the leaders at the highest levels of human consciousness. It means you work with everyone and are able to create solutions for everyone. The reason people are revolting and the reason we have so much anger and so much fear on planet Earth and the wars and stuff like that is because people feel disempowered and they are fearful that their leaders are not hearing them and that their leaders are not actually solving their problems. This is my thing with God, right? I felt so disempowered and I felt so angry at God. How could you do that to me? And God was like, what? You're a co-creator with me. So that part of that relational aggression, female relational aggression, you had to go experience that. And because where did you experience that? In the churches in South Africa with low self-esteem people, always judging, never understanding, never wanting to explore creativity, because especially in these churches, creativity is seen as a sin, because in like Bible things, you know, you're not allowed to express yourself, you're not allowed to dress differently, you're not allowed to have different kind of eyelashes. Like that is just seen like such a sin. And like, what kind of God is this? I see butterflies, all sorts of different colors. I see parrots, all sorts of different colors. I see so many geckos, different colors, and they can like, you know, change chameleon. So many different snakes, different colors. But yo, people who live in lack consciousness, lack of ideas, lack of creativity, lack of all sorts of the stuff, because they live in cities, box life. Everything is judged from this box. And so when you're working with people like this, I mean, you know, it's a bit of a difficult experience. Everything is, you're being judged from this box. And if this box is telenovela or soap operas or some kind of thing, when you show up with a, whatever, change initiative of billions that could save countries, human beings and lives, no, they're going to judge you from this box. You're a mistress, prostitute, you know, you're here to destroy families and all sorts of these things. You have to understand this about the nature of human. That hurt my soul. Okay. But now, since I've been living in smaller communities and in villages, I see how gossip spreads so fast. Because no, everybody's bored, they live the same lifestyle. And I start getting involved in these things. I swear to you, I start getting involved in these things, and that's when I travel. I go out and I have a contract and I go to a different country and I go and teach and speak at a different place, because it just breaks the monotony of living in the same environment. It wasn't bad gossip, but it was kind of like, what happened to so and so? And then the gossip started, and I was like, I need to go. I need to go. I need to go. I need to go. And that's what I've learned about small village lifestyle, is that gossip spreads fast everywhere around the world. Everywhere around the world. And you've got to have your center. You've got to stay in your integrity. You've got to know thyself. And the best way to know thyself is the sun keeps coming up and up. I'm doing sun worship right now, so yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't even see myself, yeah. I'm like, woo! Okay, here we are. I'm gonna have to lighten this up. I don't know what's going on. Can you see me? Okay, whatever. We're gonna do it like this. I need to finish this video. But the best way to know thyself, the best way to actually understand what's really going on and where you first experienced this pain is such a simple process. Radical forgiveness. First, for me as a South African who had British people in our country, so I was like, no, I'm not having a white man from England teach me nothing. Oh no, this is not happening, okay? But then I was like, no man, let me just open my mind and see what it can come out of this. This has been one of the best technologies I have found. I have zillions of these things, okay? And it's really helped me. First, it helped me just stop judging white people and start understanding. Secondly, it helped me heal my own wounds and look at myself differently. And thirdly, it helped me get over the idea of God, that God is going to punish me, that God hates itself as me. I am a sinner. I am going to a hell realm. Oh my God, I was already in a hell realm and I did not want to die in this hell realm. So I was like, get me out of this stuff real fast. Whether it's a white man teaching me something, whether it's an Indian man teaching me something, whether it's a black man teaching me something, I'm going to take what I need to take and I'm going to build myself and I'm going to tell a damn new story. I'm not interested in sad stories, not interested in pathetic problems. I'm going to work on myself. Work on myself. Work on myself. Okay, so now you take your radical forgiveness and you tell your story when you felt abandoned by God. You say, God, you abandoned me here. I thought this man was going to love me forever. I thought this woman would respect me forever. I thought my kids would love me forever. I thought the church would love me forever. I thought my job would give me a nice little Rolex watch when I turned 65 and retired, and that didn't happen. I thought the government would go and take care of me when I placed that vote, favorable, and nothing happened. I am mad as hell. God, I'm mad. I'm real fucking mad. Oh, welcome to Church of Wall Street, where what spiritual awakening has a definite, what tangible ROI will release you from your shackles so you can start thinking. Okay? So, you better get real mad at God. What? I've never been mad at God. That's blasphemy. Okay, stay in your house and die and this stuff. And you're going to maybe be born in a war-torn zone. You don't want this. You don't want this for yourself. You're a visionary. I'm talking to visionaries here. The souls that want to be mindless and complain, this is not your channel. Please bounce. Or if I give you, or if a seed falls in and you take it and you want to use it, let's continue. But stay in your hell realms, be born in these hells and die in these hells. Who cares? I'm done with these people. Visionaries, we're doing this, okay? You now are mad at God. So be hella mad at God. You have a right to be mad at God. You are a co-creator. Meaning you are a sovereign being. God loved itself so much it said, wow, I just want to create more beauty like you. God does not shame itself as you. God does not hate itself as you. God does not condemn itself as you. There is no condemnation in God consciousness, but the condemnation you put upon yourself. So, whoa, let's wake up to this. Do this forgiveness worksheet. God, I'm real mad. You say, I'm real mad. I'm confronting you, God. I'm upset with you because you said that man was going to love me and now that man be cheating on me and beating me. You said that woman was going to love me. That woman disrespects me. You said this job was going to give me some... Whatever the hell your crazy head is talking about God and you're angry about God. Okay. Because of what you did, I feel real mad. Or whatever the hell you feel towards God. You get real. Until you're willing to face these sorts of things and actually do something about it in a therapeutic, spiritual way. This is really a shamanic way of questioning and getting to the real of the problem. It's one of my shamanic practices. Okay, I get real mad, real mad. But when I'm out here on the street, I don't have to vomit this stuff at people because I have integrity, I have class, I have finesse, I have elegance. I live in opulence and affluence. You know, it's like real ghetto, real ghetto. Real is the stuff we speak online, the lies, because we're watching people who are acting ghetto do this and we think it's normal. It's not a normal way of being. I'm sorry, just listen to nature. Silence. Peace. It works. Media. Noise. Politicians. Noise. So that you can think. And you make really bad choices. And you sink continents, countries, financial disasters because of one bad choice. Can you live with that kind of responsibility? Can we live like this with that kind of shame, that kind of awareness? Can we live like this as leaders, as influencers? I'm talking to the influencers, the leaders. Can you live with that awareness that you've just sank 15 countries because of one bad choice? You have like led 300 million children down a dark path of demonic hell realms. Can you live with yourself? And how do you? That's why people don't sleep. When I work with people on sleep apnea and insomnia, with doctors about this stuff, trials, I'm like, this person is guilty. They are guilty of something. Let's figure out what they're guilty, what is causing this guilt, and usually it's a religious trauma or some kind of thing. Once we figure it out and we can like untangle this energy, people fall asleep. All of this insomnia, that's why I'm telling you, man, can license genius. Can license genius. They give you sleeping tablets and they don't tell you that maybe you have an unconscious religious trauma that is creating shame and guilt. And if you could just like look at that and say, this is not true. My consciousness, my DNA, my ancestry is God consciousness. So whatever you say about me, whatever you say about it doesn't matter because it's not real. It ain't real. Nature. Symphony of celestial music. So as you do the forgiveness work, as you practice this forgiveness work, it releases you from other people's obligations, expectations, emotional blackmail, drama, hell realms. You're like, this has nothing to do with me. Go fix your hell realms. I didn't tell you to make the choices you made. This is your stuff. Be responsible for your stuff. And you can just walk away without fighting, without drama. Blessings, thank you. Right? You can just listen to celestial music all day long and just be like, no drama. This is not my stuff. This is your stuff. Go fix it yourself. And you just are free at that point. You are so free, but you free yourself. The change that is needed on planet Earth is going to take the highest levels of visionaries. You will be attacked. You will be human beings. Human beings being crazy, child. Okay, so when did you feel abandoned by God? Where you were like, I'm hella mad because God, you said, and I believed, and now this is happening. And if you say you don't have anything to be angry about to God about, you lie so much, I feel so sad for you. You're functioning at really low human consciousness realms that you can't even tell the truth. Telling the truth is the beginning of awakening. Telling the truth is the beginning of healing. I'm real mad at you, God. Real mad. Okay? So start there, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bies.
Bye.